Sigma.
1 state when you in your prime. Fuck that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a peace of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. When I'm sipping, I can boot you, either pick or brown. I'm the one that introduced you to you right now. Every night, while I write, tryna fight in the night.
Go fuck yourself. $1,215 days. That's 3 years, 3 months, and 28 days of this video to be exact. That was September 9th, 2021 when we got the initial reveal trailer for Marvel's Wolverine coming to the PlayStation 5. Now here recently I've been locked in on my Wukong Chinese work steel type games, but let's not forget I am a variety gamer and my first love was Marvel comic book content, and that will not stop on this channel. And so today we have to put down the staff and talk about the MCU. So during the Game Awards 2024, before I changed it, in my title I had Marvel's Wolverine gameplay because I was convinced that this was the moment. It has been up to over 3 years. Maybe Jeff Grubb or one of the industry insiders had talked about it, that hey, we're going to get a state of play or a PlayStation anniversary showcase. That was definitely turned out not to be true. So it was, you know what, the Game Awards, PlayStation is going to be at the Game Awards, which they were, with Helldivers and of course Astrobots winning Game of the Year. But it ended, and in my community in particular, the Black Man's Wukong versus Astrobot drama, you know, toxic shit was going on. So all that got drowned out because I was dealing with that, trying to calm everybody down, primarily in my community. But once all that was done and I was off camera, I sat there and thought, like, we really didn't get any updates for Wolverine. And now we're in 2025, we still haven't got anything. So I want to be very clear, I love Insomniac. That's like one of my top 3 favorite studios of all time. They made some of my favorite games of all time. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I have probably like 800 hours in. I've played it a million times. One of my favorite games is my depression game. Whenever I'm down in the dumps, play that, slide around on some rails with freaking Ratchet, and I love that game. Same thing with Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. I love Insomniac games. Always will, always have. But I must admit, I'm going to come to a resolution at the end of this video to kind of counteract all the dumb shit I'm about to say, coming from a gamer who doesn't understand the ins and outs of game development, because I actually talked to a game developer that basically helped me understand and put in better context why Wolverine is taking much longer than a lot of people are anticipating. I would say I'm very disappointed because, for one, we didn't get a Spider-Man 2 DLC. Now, I know that they never confirmed the Spider-Man 2 DLC, but with the amount of time that they had to develop it, we figured, you know, coming off, there was using essentially the same engine coming out of Spider-Man and Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 finally came out after us not getting any information for quite a while, just like we did with Wolverine, and they had the freaking Carnage side quest, you know, it was the perfect, they had the Venom, I mean, it was right there. I mean, they left it open-ended with Carnage. Like, of course, is there going to be the follow-up for Spider-Man 3 in 2030 or whenever the hell that comes out? So the fact that we didn't get a DLC or any additional content just besides some skins and some updates was very disappointing. And for me, out of all the Insomniac games that I've played up to that point, that was the buggiest game I played of Insomniac games. Like, I saw it, I felt it, I was playing on performance modes. I mean, multiple glitches, multiple invisible walls. And my playthrough is on the channel, and a lot of that shit I edited out just because I love Insomniac and I didn't want to really talk shit or bring any more negativity to the game that was already getting, for them, you know, for some people not liking the way, some grifters not liking the way MJ looked compared to the first game, so on and so forth. So I just edited it out, but I had countless amount of issues, which I did mention this in one of my Spider-Man 2 videos. So in my mind, I was like, what, is Insomniac slipping? Well, I mean, what's going on? But then, of course, they had the big leak. But eventually, I did end up watching the footage. Of course, it's very early, very early footage. I mean, essentially looks like Spider-Man just with Wolverine mechanics, the whole, you know, as for the art style and everything. As you know, a few months ago, they reported that the creative director actually left mid-project and went over to Xbox for Perfect Dark, which is definitely not a good sign. So stuff like that really worries me. I'm to the point now is I'm literally thinking like, does Marvel Wolverine exist? But it's not I know it exists. I'm just kind of using satire because I'm salty about it. But this is just not a Wolverine problem. This is a AAA, quadruple A, shout out Skull and Bones, across the board right now, with all of these multi-million-dollar projects taking so damn long to be produced. 5 to 10 years. I mean, you see something like Witcher 4 that's not coming out to like probably 2028, if I had to guess, without any bugs. Shout out Cyberpunk. And these games are taking so long to be made and so long to finally release. So when they do finally get ready to ramp up a marketing, and now the way the toxic internet is, especially when it comes to like the Western game, they're looking for something that's not what they wanted to be. So they're trying to shit on the game, review bomb the game. And the game finally comes out, especially when it's a single player, they get all this negative publicity. The game comes out, we enjoy it, and boom, that's it, it's done. Now we in a wait for another 10 to 15 years. We're gonna fucking end up playing nothing but Call of Duty and Overwatch and Marvel Rivals and all these damn live service games, because that's all that's going to be left for these studios to make, that's going to make them money, and we're just going to end up getting the shit end of the deal, especially with all the layoffs and stuff that Insomniac and PlayStation also suffered in 2024. So about 3 weeks ago, while I was getting ready to make this video, which is how long it's been, like mid-December, I wanted to make this, but I got sidetracked with some other stuff, and it was the holidays as well. One of my friends that I've made along the way, his name is Gavin. He's a game dev. He's made the game Choo Choo Charles, as a lot of you may know. Now he's working on a new game called Cuff Bust, which was at the Summer Game Fest. Jeff Keighley flew him out. I don't know if he flew him out, but Jeff Keighley, invited him out to come out. I don't know why I said that. Jeff Keighley invited him to come out to Summer Game Fest and showcase his game. It's going to be a multiplayer game. It's going to be like one of those Twitch games. It looks pretty fun. Anyway, Gavin is a cool dude, but he's a solo developer, just like Local Thunk is with Belatra, a local dev. And so me and him been talking for years, ever since I reacted to his trailer, which was like one of my, if not my highest viewed reaction of all time on the channel so far. So I was asking him, I was like, dude, I need some advice, because just like I explained to you, I said, hey, Marvel Wolverine was showed in 2021. It was just a cinematic trailer. It said it was in development. What is going on with this game? Did those files being leaked add to the delay of the game? Like, in my mind, okay, the game leaked, right? But everything they leaked was everything they was already working on. So why would that hinder, besides mental and morale being down? So I DM this, and he's gave me permission that I can show this and I can share this over here. And he also has a second channel as well, besides his 2-star channel, where he goes into like the behind the scenes grind of like a game dev and what this means, what that means. So I'll link all of that down in the description below. But this is what he said. As for the leak, there isn't really any reason that it should affect the release and development that much. Not exactly sure how things work in AAA, but maybe they need to take a little time to tighten up security and put some new contracts and precautions in place. But I don't think that would greatly affect most of the development team's schedules, which was my initial first question. I said, okay, bet. But then he added this. As for the dev time, schedules tend to increase exponentially based on the number of features and mechanics in the game. Every feature and mechanic you add to a game has to work perfectly in sync with all the other features in the game. When you have a simple indie game with 1 or 2 core mechanics, it's pretty simple, and you can have a solo dev make a full game. But if you want a game with 10 mechanics, it doesn't become 5 to 10 times more difficult and time consuming. It becomes exponentially more time consuming and complicated, because every new feature has to function correctly with 9 others instead of just 1 or 2. So AAA games may only be innovating with new features per game, but still take longer and longer to develop due to growing complexity. So that was Gavin's nice way of telling me I don't know shit, which I already knew that, and that's okay, because I know a lot of us were expecting the same, was thinking about the same thing. So the only line to beacon out, and again, shout out Gavin, man, for breaking that down for me, and I'll leave his channel link down in the description below. The only ray of hope I have, and I also need to add this, because Suckerpunch, their last game they made was Ghost of Tsushima, and they had the DLC, it was the Iki Island, and that was 2019. They did the Director's Cut 2020, and of course they're using the same engine, of course, but they have Ghost of Yotei, and that one looks ready to cook. Now, I think Ghost of, and that one's slated to come out in 2025. We're probably going to get a state of play, which January, early February is always when PlayStation does its first state of play of the year. So I would imagine we're going to get that state of play as usual, but it's probably going to be Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yotei in my opinion. But I'm thinking and I'm hoping it's Ghost of Yotei. But he didn't mention Death Stranding 2. I think that game is in polishing stage right now. Anyway, but my comparison is a similar situation, right? Suckerpunch and Insomniac, because they're going from Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2 to making Wolverine, which again, they're still using the same engine. At least from the leaks I've seen, the mechanics look similar to every Spider-Man game that I've played. He's climbing the walls with his claws and shit. Ghost of Yotei, they're still using the same shit that Jen did. Of course, it's going to be better. So in my mind is, how are they able to put out Ghost of Yotei, which may be a longer, shorter game or whatever the case may be, in 2025? They announced it last month, but we still haven't saw shit from Wolverine. A lot of people also say that they need to stop announcing these games so early with just a CGI trailer, but of course they have to do that in order to build hype, number one, to get more people to come to the studio to try to want to work with them. Some games have to do it to get funding and investors. So I get why they do that, and it gives us YouTubers some shit to talk about and hype about. But overall, I understand Marvel's Wolverine definitely exists. I just think they had some extensive internal delays that they just didn't make public. At this rate, I don't know when Wolverine may come out, let alone us get some gameplay. Hopefully it's this year. I really do, because I think GTA 6 is going to get delayed in my opinion, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But if we fuck around and get GTA 6 before Wolverine, I know GTA 6 been in development for like 75 years. I get that, but just options for bots like myself, you know what I'm saying? But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. It's actually refreshing talking about something other than Chinese games for a change. I've been freaking locked in, laser focused 2 months on that. So I've had this one, and I got a few more I want to talk about as well too. But just stay locked into the channel. If you're subscribed, if you're original Freak Party member, Destined Ones, Marvel Head, whichever you want to do, we're going to be covering everything on the channel. But it's just going to be a little more few and far between if I can make the algorithm happy. 2025, baby, we going up, and hopefully we hear something real soon about Marvel's Wolverine. I usually do like, but I'm so I don't fucking know. Get out of here.
Get back, freak! You're nothing more than an animal that should be terminated.
Then what are you waiting for? Shoot me!
One state when you in your prime. Fuck that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some